Dream big, 'cause boy, you're gonna make it. Stand tall, there's a higher road to take it. Let go of everything that you know and be wild in the mystery. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? We are in Boulder, fixing to start episode 2 of Transcon training. We're going to be going into the lab today with Chris Lee at Kinesis Integrated and his team, doing some metabolic testing, lactate threshold testing, going through some movement screens, and just trying to make sure that we are moving efficiently, that we're strong, that we're durable, so that we can go out and crush this run across America. Let's get to it. Before we start our day, I think it's really, really important to make sure you're getting your electrolytes in, especially after you wake up. We tend to start out at a dehydrated state. So we are using Switchback electrolytes. My favorite flavor right here is the new limeade. Especially being up here at elevation, you don't realize how dehydrated that you're becoming. You don't sweat a lot up here, so you can't really tell how many electrolytes that you're losing throughout the day. So we want to make sure that we start out the day good and dehydrated. We'll go out here and get some miles in, and then we'll do another pack after we get finished. Downtown Boulder, baby. We're back. We was out here in August. Came out here and showed the A Runner's High documentary, sharing my story. And that's when we met the Gouchers. And that's how we are back out here now. Gouchers are letting us, Adam and Kara's been kind enough to let us stay while we come out here and do some training and stuff. So we're going down here to meet my friend Sarah. Shout out Sarah, she's the host of Elevate Your Running podcast, lives here in Boulder. We're gonna go down here, hang out with her, and then we're heading to Chris Lee's gym, Kinesis Integrated. So let's go check it out. Scratch Cafe, baby, let's get it. Alright, so what are we chatting about today, Coach?
One of the things that's going to play a part in this is not only just your physical fatigue, but your mental fatigue the longer you're going. Like, I don't want things that are going to make you have to, think a ton. Mm-hmm. When we get deep into this, you're just not going to want to do that. Now, it may be kind of a good little mind trick to keep your brain occupied, but it also may be something that just makes you crazy. So, I think we can play with that in training and just see how you feel. If you start to realize while you're doing it in training that this is going to drive you nuts.
Turn right onto 38th Street.
In your actual attempt, then, we probably ought to consider another option. Yeah.
I literally just pulled up to the gym.
You're good, man. I get it. You have fun and enjoy this, which is a really cool, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So
hopefully
I want
not.
you to go enjoy it. Well, true. I guess that's true. It's something that not everyone gets to do. So let's just put it that way. So that's really, really awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Soak it in. Yeah, of course.
I will. Look, who's that guy? Fixing to do some metabolic testing. Ready to go before we go hop on this treadmill and do some testing.
On a scale of 0 to 10, where do you think you're at now?
4.5.
Okay, can I grab that hand? Perfect. So 0.6, he's really stabilizing low baseline lactates. That really tells you that he's getting a lot of the work done using type 1 muscle fibers that really clear a lot of lactate. Really metabolize primarily fat, right? Right now he is over 50% of his total calories is from fat right now. Very efficient, very economic, right? Burning diesel fuel. Finally, at this stage, at about a 640 minute mile, he moved off of baseline. Really give you an idea, like right now, the previous stage, he was at 1 millimoles of lactate in his blood. That's what all of us are at right now. He's running at a 7-minute mile with that same lactate that we are all feeling at rest. Okay, kind of interesting, right? It took him to this pace to get him off of that baseline level lactate. Yeah, he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, finding the right pace to stay at
Yeah.
is going to be key.
Yeah. So, and even when I asked him first, what pace is he planning on running? So he said, around a 9-minute mile, somewhere between 9 and 9:30s, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
And so he is burning an incredible amount of fat at that point, which means he's conserving carbohydrate, which is going to make fueling himself a lot easier. And so that is one of the biggest challenges with this specific type of a adventure or sporting event here is to keep himself going and keeping the energy coming in. It's like it almost becomes an eating contest. Eat across America is what I can call that, right? 2, 1, you can hold on, and I'll slow it down. Keep your head up for me. Just because the drifts can end up on that line and they can mess up the cart. I'll pull that mask off right now though. Okay. You can go ahead and walk. Great.
Dude, that sucks. That's harder than racing a marathon. Find your limits and exceed them often.
All right, man. Now that you're nice and tired, we're just going to see what kind of imbalances we have going on that might impede your progress. The only thing else that could stop you is your body giving out on you, right? So we want to make sure this doesn't give out on you, and then your engine keeps running. So Kyle and I already had seen some things on the treadmill that we want to address, and a lot of that will be addressed by Kyle tomorrow. But we're going to start with some basics of movement quality and fundamentals and see what our work capacity is. So everything here is designed for minimal work capacity for a long distance runner. And if you aren't able to do some of these things, we got a problem that we want to address, right? So it doesn't become a lasting issue, right? So it might not feel like anything yet. The first thing we're going to do is a really simple deep squat. 3, 4. Get roll onto the balls of your feet. There you go. Is that painful?
No, that's okay right there. Actually feels good.
Yeah. It's like a stretch.
Yeah. I feel like I've already ran 100 miles today.
Keep your leg here, okay? Hand on your lower back, thumb on your glute, okay? Now squeeze and lift this leg. So you have access to range of motion, but under load, can you do it? Go. Left side's a little stronger. So just the right side, a little bit more, and you're more rotated on this side too, which makes sense. So a little bit more mobility and strength on that right side, but a lot of that's going to come from the foot. It shouldn't be that hard. It doesn't look that hard. Just the band lifting up your foot. So you have opposite lines, which is interesting. When you're running on the treadmill, you drift towards the right. Yeah. Right? Which is kind of interesting. But if you look at your ankle here, this one, if I roll a little bit, it's relatively stable. On the right side, it kind of like falls right out. So your default is here. What we need to do is create a line of tension up the chain, so it stays in this position. Right? That's why you're running a little funny. You're landing on the outside, and you think you're toeing off, like straight.
Yeah.
You're toeing off like that.
Like
You're
off
not-
the pinky almost.
You're not loading through your big toe. Let's see one more key thing here. You can relax. Hip extension. Relax. I'll move for you. So passive hip extension exists. You have access to it. You feel that here? Yeah. So you're using your lumbar spine a lot instead of your glutes. So you under load, it's hard for you to fire your glute. So we got to work on a little bit of end range strength there.
A lot of what we do is a lot of focus on those biomechanics, getting better motion in your foot, getting better stability in your foot so you can control that motion and maintain it over that mileage throughout the day. all of this has been get it moving better, and if that improves him, okay, we know that's at least part of the problem, part of what we want to fix. That comes in with the stability and the strength exercise now. All this movement that we just gave you that feels great will probably last 2 days, just because you're not used to maintaining this motion on your own. But as you get your feet stronger, you should be able to maintain that motion and get some of it back over time. And that comes with foot stability and strength exercises.
Just from the eyes of Dr. Ben here, what did you think about today? What did you see?
I mean,
Some things that stood out to you.
things that stood out to me, I mean, you had your inefficiencies like we were talking about earlier. But you are a very high level athlete, because we show you some stuff and you go right into it. You get the stuff and it just starts clicking for you really quick, which is really good to see. You build that strength and stability, you'll have more mobility, you'll have more good foot motion, you'll be more efficient. You'll make your runs a little easier on the back half.
Love it. I love it. I'm excited. Learned a lot today. A stable runner is a strong runner. A strong runner is a healthy runner, and a healthy runner is a happy runner. And that's how we're going to get through Transcon, baby.